What's going on? It's Ryan Searl from the Preferred Recruit, and today we're going to be talking about how to get recruited to an Ivy League school. So I know that kind of sounds intimidating, and maybe it doesn't sound like it's for you, but I'm here to tell you it's not as hard as you think. So when it comes to Ivy League schools like Brown, Cornell, or Harvard, it's not as hard as you think to actually get into the school. And I'm going to break down what it takes to get to an Ivy League school on the academic side and on the athletic side. So let's just get straight into it. So here are the recruiting standards for Harvard. As you can see, the target recruits around 1065, but the team standard for men is only 11 flat, 22.5, 50 flat. Notice these times right here. These are recruitable times. Obviously, the faster you are, the easier it is going to go into school. And I understand that these are the standards, but I know they're going to be pushing towards kids to be around here. One of the things you guys have to be aware of when it comes to Ivy League schools, they cannot offer academic scholarship, but they actually have one of the best financial aid packages you could possibly get. From what I'm hearing, if your family makes anywhere from $120,000 a year or under, you basically can go to school for free. That's just kind of what I've heard from some of the track athletes that do attend Harvard specifically. So obviously every school is going to be a lot different. Ivy League schools don't have NLIs, which are National Letters of Intent, and that's usually the paper you sign when you get your scholarship. But since they don't have scholarships, what they send you is a likely letter, which is basically tells you how likely you are to get into school. I know it kind of sounds a little bit weird and intimidating. It's just kind of how they do things. So let's just take another look at another Ivy League school and their standards. For a tryout standard at Dartmouth, the standard's 11-1. And obviously we can go through and look at the other standards, so I can move my face to the side so we can see more. These aren't the craziest times for tryouts. Obviously, you would have to get into school first in order to be considered a tryout. But even the standard, 1085, 21.8, 48.5, 153, these are not completely out of the picture. These are like walk-on standards at most D1s. These won't really get you scholarships anywhere, but these are like some pretty solid walk-on standards. Now I kind of want to transition to the academic side. We've just looked at the athletic side. You don't really have to do much on the athletic side to get recruited. But what about grades? What about test scores? What about, it's not as hard as you think. As long as you have above a 3.5, no D's or F's, and preferably no C's, they can get you into school. Obviously, the better grades you have, the more likely they are to admit you, hence the likely letters. But if you're a 10.8 athlete and you have a 3.8 GPA, you take some AP classes, you have a pretty rigorous schedule, and you have no suspensions, expulsions, you're not involved in anything, you can go to an Ivy League school. The dream isn't completely out of the picture. So one thing I love to tell people is utilize your athletic ability to finesse your way into top academic institutions. That's exactly what I did. I had a 3.3 GPA in high school and an 1100 SAT and went to a top 5 institution in the entire country, UCSB. I got denied from the school, but my coach was able to get me in because I had no D's or F's, and I had like a 3 unweighted, 3.5 weighted. So yeah, when it comes to the academic side, as long as you're just a good student and you're not getting D's or F's, you have a high chance of getting admitted to an Ivy League institution, especially if you have the times to go with it. The faster you go, the less they look at academics, but you still have to have no D's or F's. If you guys have any more questions or concerns when it comes to getting recruited for college or Ivy League schools or whatever it is, comment them down below and I'll make sure to answer every single question you guys had and even make a video about it. But anyways, it's been Ryan Searl from the Preferred Recruit.